Now, how does one go about improving their credit score? First off, check your credit history every year, and you want to make sure to focus particularly on the past 2 years. It's going to be weighted more heavily to the history in that time period. And payment history is 35% of your FICO score. So this is particularly important. Check for accuracy and potentially any red flags that you see, and once again, try to clean up anything that is inaccurate or that is inappropriate. Secondly, we talked about how taking on a lot of debt or high amounts of credit, taking on high amounts of credit relative to your credit limits is also an issue. So you want to keep your debt balances low relative to your credit limits. Debt balances, the amount of debt that you're acquiring on your cards is responsible for 30% of your credit score. So keep those debt balances low relative to your credit limits. You also want to make sure that you have a credit history. And this is going to sound kind of odd, but the people that don't have a lot of debt or don't have a huge history with regard to debt, they pay for everything in cash, they have lower credit scores. So, for example, let's say you have a student, he has no, a young child, he has no, young adult, he has no credit history. Have him build a credit history by perhaps being on your credit card, taking out a small student loan or car loan and showing a history of paying that back, even if you're going to try to help him pay that back. He's establishing a credit history. Let's say that you paid off your mortgage years ago and you never take on debt. You may want to, for example, buy a car, but take out a small car loan, pay it off in 2 or 3 months. You're establishing that history and actually improves your credit score.